Today we're going to be talking about snakes. There are many snake stories out there, and you are going to hear them. My name is Hakeem Brown. It is April 4th, 2021, and this is Pop City Culture.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother. Welcome to the most listened to international podcast around the world. Hakeem and Reggie Brown are two young African-American boys speaking the truth. This is Pop City Culture.
Hey, everybody. I'm going to tell you something right now. This is going to be a show that's off the hooks, man. We are going to be talking about some snakes. These are some crazy snake stories, man. Oh, my God. I ain't never heard anything like this in my life. But, man, this is going to be something. This is going to be something. So, I'm going to hand the baton over to my big brother, Hakeem, and he going to get this show rolling. Here you go, Hakeem.
Thank you, Reggie. And yes, we're going to be talking about, shocking snake stories, maybe around the world. And this is interesting because snakes are really, really some scary things. I don't know if you've ever had an encounter with a snake there, Reggie. Have
man,
you?
I have had an encounter with a snake, man. Them snakes are like scary, man. I mean, when they looking at you, they almost got like a million eyes, but man, they can stare you down. And oh man, my biggest fear is
Reggie,
bit,
I remember as a kid.
What do you remember?
We ended up going to the boys' camp.
I remember that.
I think it was up in
Bloomfield
or Bloomfield.
One of those places.
Yeah, and Boys Club camp. And
Yep.
I remember going
What?
off on a little hike that we had. Do you remember that?
Oh my God, I remember that,
and
man.
We ended up going through a tunnel.
Yep, I remember
we
that.
went
A
up
lot of
this
snakes.
tiny little embankment. This was all by a lake too.
Yep.
Because we walked over to a lake, and there was a tiny little pond. And do you remember when when we saw this little pond, and everybody thought there was a fish in it, and we were going to catch this big bass?
Man, of course I remember that. Man, I remember that like yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like yesterday's newspaper.
Yeah, we had sticks and some string tied to it, and tied a worm to it and a hook. But the thing is, Reggie, I remember you saw a hole by the pond.
Oh snap!
And
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You went and got a stick because you wanted to see what was in the hole.
Man, of course I want to see what's in the hole. Wouldn't you want to see what's in the hole, man? That's some scary stuff, man. It's like an adventure.
And we all stood around it, seeing what was in the hole.
Yeah, I'm scared.
And you just kept poking it and poking it.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, this big snake comes jumping out.
You're right, that thing came jumping out, man, because, it was like trying to see what I was, who I was, man. I could have been like a super duper predator, you know what I'm saying? Because, I'm sure snakes got super duper predators, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, don't you? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we all, I just said, a lot of people here, they weren't there, so we have to tell them. We ran all the way back, and I swear, Reggie, you kept saying the snake was chasing us and slithering after us.
Man, it was, man. I was looking back there. I could see that snake. That snake, man, they say snakes don't have legs, but I swear this thing had like a million zillion
Come
legs.
on, Reggie, come on. You were running. You were running so fast. You were like almost ahead of. You were scared, man.
All right, there, brother. Let's slow down the bus. I was in survival mode, man. Survival mode. That's like fight or flight. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
No, Reggie.
Oh yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about,
Reggie,
man. Because you're running too.
I don't know how you could still look back though and see the snake.
It's easy, man, because I got like eyes behind my head.
Reggie,
you know what I'm saying?
Listen to me.
What
You were running, and you were like ahead of us, and a snake is small.
And so what, man? I got good eyes, man. I got like eagle eyes, man. My eyes can see like miles away.
Come on,
You know
Reggie.
what I'm saying?
The snake wasn't that huge.
Yeah, it was big, man.
Well,
it was
okay,
like an
it was
elephant.
big. It was big.
It was like a huge elephant, man. Like a tractor trailer, man. Yeah,
Okay,
I had
Reggie,
first-hand account,
okay,
man.
Calm down, Reggie.
What? No, I don't calm down.
Reggie.
Man,
look,
you calm
we're
down.
gonna get to
All right, go on.
all of our stories
That's
here.
we're gonna have some good stories
And,
today.
I I think
Go on,
people
go on.
want to know a little bit about snakes.
Yep, they sure
Well,
do.
so let's start out with some facts.
I want to see some first-hand
Do
facts,
you know any
man.
facts about snakes, Reggie?
Yeah, man, snakes are scary, man. They got like these two beady eyes. They all scaly and stuff, man. What you think, man? I stupid or something?
Okay, Reggie.
Huh?
Okay. So
What?
snakes are
Scary, man. They got two eyes and stuff. You know what I'm
carnivores.
saying?
You do know what that means, Reggie,
Of course, man. I know what a carnivore is, man. It means they'd be like meat eaters, man. They'd be like eating lions, tigers, and bears. You know what I'm saying?
So they're meat eaters.
Yeah, that's right, man.
So
That's
that
what I
means
just
they eat
said.
a lot of meat. Probably little kids too, right, Reggie?
I don't know.
Sure.
No, man. No.
I still
Oh,
can't.
man, you gotta
I
go
still
there.
can't get over the fact that
Nope.
you were running. You were so scared,
Fight or
man.
flight,
You,
man.
oh
Fight or
my
flight.
God.
I was in fight or flight mode, man.
Everybody was scared, Reggie. But I mean, you just took the cake. You just took the. You just,
Man, whatever, man. Whatever. Man, just,
anyways.
man, just go on.
You
go
know,
on with your sad self,
the
man.
other
Go on
the other
with your
interesting
show, man.
facts about snakes are that outside of being skinny, long, and scary,
And poisonous, man. Don't be
you know,
forgetting
they
poisonous.
don't have eyelids.
No, they don't.
So I guess that's big because it's scary because if you don't know when they're sleeping. Do you know when they're sleeping, Reggie?
Man, what kind of stupid question is that? You know you can't tell when they're sleeping, man. You just got them saying they ain't got no eyelids, man. It's just like they be staring at you morning, noon, and night, man. Like they just be like praying over you. And I ain't talking religious, you know?
Yep. And snakes can bite food.
Oh my God, they can
So
bite.
and snakes cannot. I mean, snakes cannot bite food.
Man, get
so
it
they
right.
have to swallow it whole.
Say what?
Now that's scary. Can you imagine being swallowed whole and you're still alive?
Now, why in the world would you want me to imagine something like that, man? Are you serious,
Oh
man?
my God, that's scary, man. That's just scary.
Man, you know it's scary, man. I mean, to be swallowed alive, man. I've seen some videos,
Snakes
man.
have flexible jaws, which allow them to eat their prey bigger than their head. So they can eat something that is big.
Yeah, of course they can, man. If they can unlock their jaw like
Reggie,
that.
what do you think is bigger than their head that they can eat?
An elephant, man. An elephant or a whale, man.
Okay, Reggie,
know?
come on. Come on back down to earth.
I'm serious,
come on
man.
back. Reggie,
Dinosaurs,
come on
man.
back down to
Dinosaurs.
earth. You have got
Dinosaurs.
to be. I know you just did not say that.
I sure
you
did.
Just did. You just
yes,
did.
I did. Oh, yes, I did. I did.
Okay,
Yep,
okay,
yep,
Reggie.
yep.
Okay.
All right, go on,
So,
go on,
anyways,
go on.
snakes are found in every continent of the world except
Man, that's easy. Antarctica, right?
Antarctica.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Do you know why?
Why? Why? Because it's cold, probably, right?
Probably,
Right?
yeah. Okay.
Real cold.
Being cold there probably does have something to do with it. So
Man, I know it has something to do with
snakes have internal ears, but not external ones. Reggie. Everybody. That's why you don't see ears on snakes because their ears are on the inside. So
it. Man, too bad their eyes couldn't be on the inside the way they look at you, you know what I'm saying?
I'm actually reading here. This is something. It says, "Who is the god of snakes?" This is like mythology or something. I don't know. It says the underworld was part of a mythical world tree. The roots of the trees, usually growing in water, were guarded by Veles Volos, the serpent god. The idea of snake people living below the earth was prominent in American myth. So, snakes do go back a very, very long, long, long time. And the fact that they do go back a long time, for example, the history. Snakes were thought to have evolved from terrestrial lizards as early as the Middle Jurassic epoch.
And in case people don't know this, I'm going to have to tell you. That's like millions of years ago.
Reggie,
you know what I'm saying?
Reggie.
I know this, you know?
Reggie, that's cool. You
Yep.
actually knew that's 174.1 million
Of
to
course.
163.5 million years ago.
Well, maybe not the exact number, but I
Did
know
you
it's
that?
millions. Yeah.
Well,
millions.
the fact that you said millions, that's good enough for me. The oldest known fossil snake, Eophis underwoodi, was a small snake that lived in the southern England about 167 million years ago. That is a long, long time.
No doubt.
So, all that being said, I'm gonna have to say,
Are you going to get to the stories, man? You going to get to the stories?
we got some stories here.
All right. That's what I'm talking
And,
about. Yeah, I'm waiting for these. These are going to be. These stories going to be
so-
the hook, man.
Yep. We're gonna be talking about all these stories. So
Yeah, all right.
You know,
Get to it. Get to it. You got your papers there? Hurry.
I'll tell you.
What are you doing? Hurry up, man. I want to hear
and
these stories.
Now here's the first story.
Let's just get to them finally,
this
man.
one is
About time.
in-house.
Here we go. Here we go. All right.
In 2014, now these are like letters people wrote in. In 2014, I moved from North California. I was renting a home on the ranch in Tamelka wine country. It was a very hot evening, and I was in my bedroom. My dog Lola started barking at the dresser and wouldn't stop. I kept telling her to cut it out. And then a 4-foot white snake slithered from behind the dresser. I grabbed both my dogs and ran out to the neighbors. He came running with a hook and captured it. Thankfully, it wasn't a rattlesnake. Oh my. Reggie, what do you think?
Yeah, oh man, I think that was good, man. You got another one? I gotta hear another one. Go on.
They said my friend and I bought an old house in Joshua Tree last summer. I smelt something funny. When I traced it to the kitchen sink, I ferreted around down there, but found nothing. 2 weeks later, we hired a contractor to replace the sink. He found a decaying rattlesnake. His comment, "At least you don't have mice. It starved to death." Best housewarming present I ever found. Oh my God, that's something.
Oh man, that was good. Man, he worried about having mice, man. I'd be worried about having baby snakes, man. You know,
That's something.
Oh my God.
Oh man, Reggie, can you imagine? Can you imagine having a snake in the sink like that?
Man, why in the world would you want me to imagine some scary, narcissistic, horrifying stuff like
I mean,
that?
that
man?
is some scary stuff.
Sure is.
You would probably scream. Right? You would probably scream like a baby, right?
I don't think so, man. I don't scream like I'm a man, man.
Come
I'm a
on,
man.
Reggie.
Man. Come on.
Oh man.
You know, I don't be screaming.
Okay,
Man, you
okay.
just love making me look bad in front of everybody. I just man.
Here's another little short story.
All right, go on.
I'm
I gotta.
going to read it to you.
Go on.
On an evening in 2009, I had taken my dog out to play after I came home from ballet, still wearing tights and a leotard. She walked up to the side of our deck and sniffed at a roughly 5-foot rattlesnake that was sitting on tiles to cool down. It didn't move even after I ran up and pulled my dog away. My mom then had our neighbor come over and chop up the snake with a shovel.
Oh my God, man! These are some scary snake
Yeah, Reggie.
stories. You know, man.
That is. Oh my, yeah. I'm gonna have to say that's. I don't know why the snake didn't move. Maybe I'm gonna have to assume in this story, the snake was probably dead. You know.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe it froze to death. You sure the story ain't in
It
Antarctica?
didn't move. So
Scary, man, like sleeping or something.
Here's one.
Go on.
This is a story called In Nature. On a solo backpack trip in spring 1998, I was stuck in my tent for 3 days and nights because of heavy, nonstop rain. When it finally stopped raining, I gathered my wet belongings and traveled nearby to a river with a beautiful waterfall. There were many small and large boulders next to the river. I quickly took my clothes off and stretched on a large boulder and basked in the morning sun. After a while, I was awakened by an unusual sound. I opened my eyes to see a very large rattler in a raised striking position very close to me. Luckily, there was a small tree branch close by. I grabbed it and swished him off me as I made a fast retreat. I got back to my tent, gathered my things, and continued my trip. The next day, I stopped in the area where the snake was, and sure enough, he was there, coiled up. That was his sunbathing spot, and I gladly let him have it.
Oh no, man! I would have let that snake have it too, man. Oh man, that is some scary stuff, man. Being evicted by a reptilian snake. Oh my God!
You know, Reggie,
Oh,
we
my
go to
God.
the beach, and I'm wondering if there are snakes that go on beaches.
Man, is there something wrong with you, man? Why would you even want to suggest something like that and put that kind of image in my head, man?
You know,
Oh,
by the
man.
ocean.
Gotta be
You know,
kidding me.
because Dad takes us to what?
A lot of beaches.
Misquamicut.
Yeah, Misquamicut,
And,
Ocean Beach. What's that other beach?
Yeah, he
man.
takes us to Hamden Beach
Yeah, Hamden Beach.
because we love the ocean.
I love Hamden Beach, man. Oh my God, they got this nice boardwalk, man. It is unreal. Play games and video games and eat so much food,
Oh man, yeah, but
What? I know, man. It's off
So,
the hook, man.
here's
Off the hook.
here's another story.
Go on.
This one is
What?
this one I think.
Go on.
Well,
Man, I hate
we're-
this anticipation stuff, man. Just
Okay,
get to the story,
Reggie,
man.
listen to this one.
Why can't you get it right? Okay, go on.
While cooking abalone for dinner, my son spotted a snake. It was a baby sidewinder, so I pinned it with the kitchen thongs I was holding and picked it up. While showing it to the kids, the snake twisted and sank a fang into my finger. 10 minutes later, my finger had swollen and changed colors. At Ridgecrest Hospital, an hour later, my throbbing hand and arm had swollen to the elbow. The ER doctor asked how I knew it was a rattlesnake. I sheepishly replied, I was holding it and never felt so foolish. Then he said, you are at a typical snake bite victim. I asked, why? And he replied, well, you seem like a nice guy. You're not drunk, you don't have any tattoos, and you've got good health insurance. The nurse couldn't stop laughing. I received 8 vials of anti-venom and was released the next day. My insurance paid 100% because it was deemed accidental, even though I purposely picked the snake up.
Oh my God, man! Some people just ain't got some common sense, man. I guess if sense was common, everybody would have it. Oh man!
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
going
my
to tell you,
God.
these are some amazing stories.
Yeah, they amazing, man. But sometimes people just do some stupid things, man. Picking up a snake with your fingers, your hand, man. What? You lost your mind,
So, Reggie,
man.
you know,
what?
I used to be a Cub Scout,
Yeah, I remember that.
in the Cub Scouts.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
I have a Girl Scout story. Do you want to hear it?
I definitely want to hear this, man. I got to hear how this story unfolds. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so this letter says, I was leading a troop of Girl Scouts on an ecological service project in the Coal Canyon Ecological Reserve about 10 years ago. We had heard about the need to remove non-indigenous plants from the reserve. The Scouts were excited but concerned about seeing snakes. As soon as we hooked up with the ranger, I asked him about the likelihood of seeing rattlesnake. He said it was so rare it would be akin to winning the lottery. I should have bought a ticket because we crossed paths with a red diamondback. I was in the middle of the pack of girls and instructed the Scouts to slowly back up. The ranger was as excited as a kid at Christmas. There happened to be the potential donor who were working on creating the preserve, and this was a fine example of the rare wildlife inhabited the area. That day we saw the rare Tecate cypress tree that grows in the preserve along with a beautiful snake, which slowly slithered away as we stood trembling. It's an experience I'm sure the Scouts will never forget.
Oh man, I wouldn't forget something like that. Oh my God, that is some scary stuff, man. You are a scout,
I mean,
too, man.
these are some scary stories, man. These are some scary. You
Sure.
know, Reggie, this reminds me. This almost reminds me of our Halloween special. I don't remember that. You remember that? Remember the Halloween special?
Yo, man, I remember the Halloween special. That was off the hook. Yeah, this sort of does remind me of that.
Yeah, that Halloween special was something else. In fact, people, if you're listening, you can go back and listen to the Halloween special. It was pretty amazing. But we're gonna move on. There is one last story I wanted to tell you about, Reggie. So I don't know if I should tell you what it's about first, or if I should just read it to you. I'm gonna tell you. A venomous snake was found curled up inside a teenager's asthma inhaler. Yeah, a teenage girl was horrified to discover a venomous snake hiding inside of it. The teenage was bringing in her the day before at her home in Bly, Queensland, Australia, when she spotted a red-bellied black snake slither out of her clothes she had just brought inside. She wasn't sure exactly where it ended up until she noticed it curled up inside the open top of her blue inhaler. Fortunately, the girl called a team of snake catchers who managed to safely capture the reptile and rehome it.
Oh, man, that gives a new definition for inhaler, man. Oh, my God, that is some scary
Yeah, I'm
stuff.
telling you, man, it isn't a big snake. It's like a small snake, man. But I'm telling you, it's scary. Who would think something like that would be curled up, and something like that? Anyways, those are our stories of the snake stories. And that brings us to what, Reggie?
To our segment known as Words of Wisdom by my big brother. He's always got something real good to say. I can't wait to hear what he got to say. Take it away now. Go on.
There is no doubt when it comes to reptiles, you have to have a great love for them. Some people can embrace them as a long-lost loved one or a family member or friend. There is a connection when it comes to humans and reptiles where there is such a trust and a worthy bond. But is this the case with all reptiles? There are humans who fear reptiles, especially the snake. It is because of maybe the old biblical story of the serpent in the Garden of Eden, enticing Eve to eat the apple, causing the fall of man. I mean, it is just a story, is it? Could there be any truth to it? Could reptiles be dangerous and guide you down that evil path? That story has been around forever, but is a story maybe just telling us don't trust snakes and reptiles? Whatever the case, the hard-skinned, slithery scale creature has been around for millions of years. I wonder if one day we will be around that long. I wonder if there will come a day when the reptiles become the masters and the humans become the pets.
Oh, man. That makes it almost sound like some kind of eerie, scary kind of Twilight Zone kind of stuff, man. But, yo, I want to thank everybody for joining. I'm going to hand up a baton to my brother
thank you.
here
So,
again.
that brings us to the conclusion of our show
Of
again.
our big
City
old
Culture.
show.
Hey, I am so glad everybody came to join us again on our podcast. We love doing this. We've been around almost a whole year now. So many episodes. It's such a milestone. And it's great having everybody here. What do you think, Reggie?
Man, I think it's awesome, man. I'm going to do this for a career, man. Career based in it,
So,
you know?
we just want to say thank you again for supporting
thank you,
us.
everybody.
And
Thank you so much.
making us one of the most international listened to podcasts around the world.
Say
So,
it ain't
we're going to
right.
see you
Say
next
it
time
ain't right.
here on Pop City Culture. Until then, be kind and affectionate to one another. Remember who you are. Peace.
Yo, man, I remember you saying, you were scared of the movie Snakes on a Plane. I can't imagine snakes in an inhaler. Oh, man, that's scary. All right.